Are we gonna
So
call
it's
it?
like-
Are we gonna call it Twitter? Or are we gonna call it X? Because
God,
I feel like that conversation
dude.
has to come up sooner or later. Like, yeah.
How do I make this moment content worthy?
Yeah.
Oh, I could say a funny thing here, and then this could come in. I was just like, I was doing that constantly.
Instead of just living in it and experiencing the moment.
Right. It's like Jack Black hiring a nutritionist to keep him fat. You know, skinny Jack Black, no one cares. Get the f- out, dude. Dude, if it works, we just get better tacos.
We already have really good tacos.
Can you even imagine them better?
I don't know, man. You got constant battles with these kitties. They're just like destroyers of furniture.
Yeah.
They got a ton of cat hair and dander in your new PC.
Yeah, that's already
That is questionably
part of it's died.
Potential reason for its death.
Yeah.
Ass dragging.
Yep.
Bed
biting.
shitting and pissing.
They've destroyed so many, like numerous pairs of sandals and shoes.
And yet they hold a very special place in your heart.
I mean, that's what kids are, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like kids are like that tenfold. I would imagine 100-fold.
Except kids,
You love them so much
eventually you
more.
can teach them to not do those things.
Right. Exactly.
Or at least tell you when they did it.
Yeah. That is true. The only upshot with cats is that they die pretty quick.
And
You know.
and then you're
They're in
just
and out.
like, okay, well, I don't have 18 years of responsibility.
Yeah, right. And I don't got to worry about paying child support for any of them. That's always a big perk. That's a big one.
Yes, especially since they can't reproduce, so you don't have to worry about kitty support.
Yeah, took care of that a long time ago. That was the first thing I did. I was like, all right, step one, how do I keep there from being more of these?
Yeah.
And because, like, I don't know, cats are incestuous, aren't they?
I have no idea, but
I feel like they would be.
I mean, I figure most
These
animals
assholes.
are to some degree.
Yeah, gross. Game of Thrones in it.
They almost were Lannisters.
I should have named them if they f- each other before I got a chance to neuter and spay them. I should have named them Jamie and Cersei. That would have been pretty sick. Dude, you seem a little tired today. Are you a little under the weather? Oh, you said you've been shitting.
I had
Just want to call that out there to the world.
yeah.
You've been.
Yeah, no,
We had a hell of a meal yesterday.
Yeah, when I got up today,
Damn, since this morning, just right away, huh?
Have you ever had like loud, ominous gas noises coming from your gut, like really loud?
Right. You're like, is everything all right in there? Yeah.
And the answer is no. Everything is not
yeah.
all right.
You find that out pretty quick.
Yeah. So I went to a all you can eat Korean barbecue yesterday.
Yeah, we both did with many good friends, many old friends, and their children. Some of them parents.
Hold on,
But it was a mean buffet. It was like it was Korean barbecue, so they had just tons of meat, lots of meat sweats to be had, and then just like the buffet area was more meat and these like oysters. You kept going for the oysters or the mussels. The mussels were like, and I got 2 of them, and I'm glad I didn't get any more because they were good, but they were so rich and oily and buttery. I mean, that's why they were good. But I was like, damn, like the fact that this is just unlimited, endless is. It's a little scary to me.
I went hard on those. I went hard on the potato salad.
So did I, because I'm trying to narrow down what's the difference between what we ate, and I know like I had 2
the pot stickers.
Oh, I didn't have any of those.
They were all
stuff.
fried.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to assume that it was like, I don't know. Maybe those mushrooms weren't meant to be consumed uncooked. I don't know.
Oh, you ate them raw?
I ate one. It was good.
I feel like that wouldn't have been.
I don't know, but whatever the case, it was one huge meal, and then I also ate a bunch of dried peas, like some of the wasabi peas.
Oh yeah, that's just feeling the fire, dude.
Yeah, so
maybe you had something. Maybe something was undercooked. Some of the meat was raw.
Possibly because there was a lot of fermentation going on in my gut.
Yeah,
and then
there were a lot of tongs. I was like, all right, was that used with raw meat or cooked meat? Whatever, fuck it. And it could have very well been something like that.
I don't regret it, but I have been a little challenged today with staying hydrated because after my initial dumping of waste, I've had multiple follow-up, events that caused me to go, I need to not die of dysentery here.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
How many dumps did you do today? How many hostages were released?
I actually did a rare. I think it's only the second time in my life where I had a triple play.
Really? Like in a single day? Like 3 dumps in a day?
3 dumps in a dump.
3 dumps in a dump? Like dumpception?
Yeah, no, like I thought I was done.
Oh,
and
did
then
you get
I stood up.
And
then I was like, I'm not done.
Oh man, that happens to me all the time. when I get the RIA, that happens to me all the time.
One time it happened to me where it was 3. It was almost like 3 normal dumps all back to back.
Yeah.
For no reason, just like full sized. I stood up and I was just like, oh, okay, round 2.
Right.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Knocked that out, stood up, and I was like, really? Round 3?
That's a trigger for me. Is like if I have the like when I stand up.
This was like normal healthy.
Oh, this is normal health.
A long time ago. This happened.
Oh, okay. All right.
Today it was
You're reeing hard, dude.
Indeed.
I mean, yeah. When I've got the like it's almost across the board. Like anytime I stand up after I think I'm done is when it comes back. And so sometimes like I'll actually just do this thing where I stand up and just wait.
Just status check it.
I like try to like beat my body to it. I'm like, I know what you're up to. And more often than not, like I'll sit right back down. I'm like, all right, let's finish this, dude. Let's stop playing games. Mm-hmm. Can we just be honest with each other?
Yeah. So I drank a
rough.
lot of electrolytes.
That's good. Yeah, I walked down the hall a couple times today. I was like, whoa. Dude,
I tried.
Nice. Those are some.
I tried to spray some spray in the bathroom.
Sometimes I don't know if that makes it better or worse, because then it's just like, do you just want like pure shit, or do you want like
it smells
scent
like
of flowers with shit?
Well, it's like a Christmas pine, like Christmas tree smell.
You're ruining Christmas for me too.
Good.
You completely ruined Christmas.
That stuff is strong. So it's just like, let me cover up my shame with some Christmas smells.
We need some poo-pourri in the house.
That's what I was using it for.
The poo-pourri is
but it's not
nice.
the official.
Yeah, we need official brand. We can't be fucking around with that. This isn't child's play, dude.
Or
we're 2 grown men with toilets.
Put a vent in your bathroom.
That's the plan. Eventually, if I get around to remodeling that bathroom, a vent will be added. Because right now there's a heater in there. I'm like, I don't need a heater. The heater's old and
so weird.
Useless. It's because it's old.
Yeah,
it's like from the 80s or something when that was more common.
Reads as like 70s tech to me.
Probably. I mean, you should have seen this place the day like before I moved in. It was very 70s.
Yeah,
it was very 70s. It looked like Rick James used to live here. Or something.
Whatever happened to that orange stove?
It's in the backyard still.
Oh, yeah,
it's just completely rusted, and it's like a fossil. It's probably underground by now. It's been out there. It's been out there since the day I uninstalled it. Like we took it out.
Yeah,
it's been in the backyard for years, just exposed
probably
to the elements.
Like 4 or 5 years, something like that.
There's probably like 2 pounds of it left. It's just eroded into the earth,
which is a shame because those things can be worth a lot of money.
I know. Yeah, some people collect, especially because like you can't. Apparently in California, you can't build a real fireplace in your house anymore unless you have some kind of very special permit. I guess it's like a fire hazard. This is what I learned, like with the contractors that I worked with when I first moved into the house. We're like, don't remove that fireplace. You can get rid of the vintage one because you still have this other one. But if you remove that, this house will never have a fireplace that's not electric.
Yeah.
They just don't allow it in California for some reason.
Well,
super fire hazards.
You need to get your chimney cleaned every now and then.
Yeah,
because what happens is stuff
gets
builds.
flammable.
Yeah, basically what happens is you get this kind of gunky tar that builds up on the inside of your chimney.
Yeah, right.
And at a certain point, like when you're having a fire, it will reach an ignition point, and all of a sudden, you know how rocket motors work, right?
Mm-mm.
Like solid fuel rocket motors.
Yeah.
Have you ever launched a model rocket?
A long time ago. Yeah.
Okay, so basically it's just a tube full of very flammable stuff.
Right.
And an opening at one end.
Okay.
So when the flammable stuff is oxidizing and burning, all the exhaust gases come out the bottom. Well, when you have a dirty dirty chimney,
dirty pipe.
Basically, you have holes at both ends, but so what happens is if that lights, all of a sudden you have almost like a rocket burning in your chimney,
right?
But because it's not creating a lot of pressure, it's just going up because it's hot, so it's going up and out the chimney.
Yeah.
But that is a very dangerous situation because that can burn so hot that it like just causes the rest of your house to catch on fire.
So there really are there still like, so that means there's still like chimney sweeps these days. Like there's still
chimney
like,
cleaning is a real thing.
like Mary Poppins might come to my door.
Yeah.
Clean my chimney.
Professional chimney cleaning, probably. You don't use your fireplace much, if at all. Like the outdoor fireplace has gotten more use.
Oh, the barbecue thing.
The fire pit.
The mobile one. Yeah.
But when you're doing your homeowner, I want to do this and this and this things, hold off on using the fireplace until you get around to having someone check it and make sure it doesn't need to be cleaned. Or
it's kind of like when you still have like some resin in the bowl, like in the pipe, you know what I mean? And like you would like kind of light the bowl like under the bowl, almost like a crack pipe, and then it would just keep smoking. It would just keep smoking.
Yeah,
it was like that shit was very flammable.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe similar thing there.
Kind of, yeah.
Good PSA. I will keep that in mind, but it'll be a while until I do anything to this house. I'm so lazy.
Well,
I don't know. I think as I get older, like it was like naive Kyle when he first moved, he was like, I'm gonna just I want this and I want that, and it's gonna look this way. And now I'm just like, I don't even want to buy like. It was a struggle just buying this stuff for the set. It's like, oh, I have to buy a chair, 2 chairs. It sucks. I don't want to buy anything. Just want to hoard all of my gold, hoard all of my loot, like Smog. Did you hear all about the TikTok ban? I know you're not on TikTok. I'm not really on it much either, but
okay, so
it's an interesting thing that's going on.
A while back, I remember hearing that they were trying to just ban TikTok entirely.
Yeah,
but this legislation that has passed,
it's a bill that was approved.
My understanding is that it's not trying to ban TikTok outright. It's trying to force the sale of TikTok to I'm guessing a domestic entity.
Preferred domestic, but as long as it's not like a foreign adversary.
Like, owned by the Chinese government.
Some enemy government.
Right.
Yeah.
So
they want TikTok to be in control of the people who run this country, which is like Meta and
so
Google,
basically
China.
all the social media, like the big social media platforms, except for TikTok, and I guess there's probably some other popular ones in China, but there's not really any crossover with the States.
Yeah.
And I guess Rumble or True Social.
Yeah, you could throw those guys in. Those are those U.S.?
Yeah, those are right? Like Trump.
Oh, Trump
social media.
Yeah.
But basically, anything outside of those, Facebook, Instagram, you're better at listing them than I am. You don't have to list them.
No, I don't want to.
They are subject to a lot of I believe control and manipulation by the powers behind in the U.S. government, whether it's letter agencies, whether it's a secret government or deep state, whatever.
Yeah,
it's immaterial.
Right.
They are controlled by United States interests,
and they also have a lot of control themselves. Like they swing a lot of like different votes and bills that pass, and they just lobby a ton for whoever they want to win.
They're
very
powerful. They're powerful tools. For controlling the narrative.
Yeah.
And that complements the media.
Right.
But here you have TikTok, which is
China.
It's not towing the line. It's not falling in line with the status quo of this social media in the States. It's run in the States by the states.
Yeah, not only is it a tool that we don't have control of, it's a tool that our enemy has control of.
Right.
That can be used against us. And that's a lot of the things that they're saying. It's like it's a national security concern that they're using it to influence elections. And
I think ultimately, I can't disagree about that, but I find it pretty funny how hypocritical it is.
Oh, 100%. It's 100%. Yeah.
Because all you're doing is saying, there's this app run by the Chinese government, and that's a foreign influence on our populace who uses it.
The U.S. never has an impact. Never puts our fingers in anyone else's pies.
Right, and domestically or abroad.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah,
it's just social media is like a battleground.
Yeah,
and we're trying to take TikTok and bring it to the U.S. where we have the home field advantage.
It's like saying like only I beat my wife.
Yeah,
dude.
So ultimately, I don't oppose it, but I oppose the concept behind it, which is the need for all social media to be, transparent to the government and open to manipulation, even though so many are like, oh, we're fighting manipulation. It's like, no, social media is a platform for manipulation.
Right, exactly.
That's what it's evolved into.
Yeah, and especially when it's got billions of dollars behind it, it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
There's going to be some evil behind it for sure. It's just a matter of what kind of bad do you want, and like the whole lesser of two evils, right? It's like take your pick.
Yeah.
It's like presidential candidates. No one's really winning. You're just losing a little less, maybe with one option, but we don't even know the full. I don't know.
I think we could take one lesson away from China, which is that in China, as I understand it, TikTok is a very popular platform, but the Chinese government has a very different configuration for how TikTok works in the States versus in China. In
Definitely.
China,
Super censored.
TikTok is, you could say censored, but it's also very focused
And like educational.
on educational, uplifting, positive community,
right?
So good citizen, kind of messaging.
Wasn't that
which is a really effective propaganda kind of brand.
Yeah, exactly. It's very much like Asian Parent. Like this is what an Asian parent would want their kids to grow up with and be exposed to. Or I think it was like Ted Cruz like kind of almost interrogating the CEO of TikTok here, the U.S. rep. He's like, so he was saying the same thing. How come you have educational, like mathematical, like content in China, but here Taylor Swift is mentioned like 10 million more times? Like you're feeding us garbage, and the guy's like, I have no control. We don't know what but it's that's definitely one of the big concerns. Is they're
so
rotting the brains of American children.
I would like
enhancing
to see,
their own.
I would like to see any social media platform that's popular in the United States from a grassroots level say we want to promote positivity. We want to promote uplifting, inspiring content. It's not because you got to take a break from the rage bait.
Yeah.
You got to take a break from the drama.
Yeah.
And something that encourages you to, pursue your dreams, read a book, practice self-discipline, find a mentor somebody,
right?
Engage with your community.
Yeah,
like that kind of content would be amazing to see.
It would be nice, but I think the reason why it works so well in China and it wouldn't work as well here is because that's how it is everywhere in China, not just on TikTok. That's how all their platforms are. That like obviously they have a lot of censorship. That's their whole model for the whole country. For here, it's like you're going up against Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, who are not playing by the same rules.
Are we going to call it? Are we going to call it Twitter? Or are we going to call it X? Because I feel like that conversation has to come up sooner or later. Like, do like for me, I still call it Twitter. I'm not calling it X.
I've started calling it X in videos. like to my viewers because I just.
But
in
conversation,
I don't even think about it. Twitter comes out.
Yeah.
I have to. Yeah, it's just still natural to me. I haven't gotten used to it. Yeah,
it's just like
it's like starting to call your step
can you
parent like if you like your step parent like mom or dad instead of their name. It's weird.
Yeah,
it's like it takes me like I can't do it. It's
and there's just like this whole legacy associated with it because
right.
You know, it's like, can you think of a more kick yourself in the ass rebranding?
Yeah, yeah.
Like people talked shit on Verizon. I don't remember what it was called before it became Verizon.
What was it?
It was one of the big carriers or like a merger of a couple carriers, and they came up with the name Verizon, and people were like, "Oh, that's a stupid name." But then it worked and it stuck, and people.
Bell Atlantic.
Yeah.
Bell Atlantic. Yeah.
People got used to it.
GTE.
But the difference is there's so much history. There's so many news articles and mover shaker events that all happened on Twitter, and so many sources still refer to it as Twitter.
Right.
Like to go and retcon everything,
right? To
update it to say formerly Twitter, now X or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Is just it's really clunky.
It's just Elon just trying to make his dick as big as possible. This is classic CEO brain, right? You come into a new environment. And you just have to start waving your dick around and just jizzing on everything, like spraying, making your mark, like, and let everyone know, like, I'm here now, and this is my game. Like, this is exactly what happened at Newegg when they'd bring in like a new creative director who just had no idea what was going on, but like was like, all right, we're changing this. Had this vision, and everything had to be a feather in their hat, a notch in their belt. Look at the mark I've made. And it's like they're raising. The X is just the whole rebrand is just him with his little flag, just raising it up. Be like, yeah, dude, I went to the moon, right?
He tried to call multiple things X in the past.
To be fair, if I spent $44 billion on something, I would probably take some liberties. But it doesn't even sound good. I feel like enough time has passed where if it was going to sound okay at some point, it would have sounded good by now. But it just doesn't. It doesn't roll off the tongue. It doesn't flow. It sounds clunky. You know, X. X is a bad term.
What is it? I tweeted on X. I posted on X.
Yeah, I X'd. I
X'd.
I think the official is like I just post, like it's just like anything else. Like I posted on Instagram. I posted on X. But
X had that unique factor of you tweeted on Twitter.
Yes.
Versus any other social media platform.
It was unique.
Post.
It was unique to that platform, and it worked so well.
Yeah, because you could reference a tweet,
and you'd already know what the platform is,
and that built brand name recognition.
100%.
Because
it made it less work for us.
You didn't have to say like a tweet on Twitter. You could just say a tweet.
Yeah, exactly. It just, I don't know. It was the shortest distance between 2 points, and we just made it longer.
Yeah.
For no reason, apparently.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that all shakes out if that legislation actually gets passed.
Yeah. Who's gonna buy it? Who do you think's gonna buy it? Who do you think should buy it?
Some
obviously no one should buy it. It should just go away, but someone's gonna buy it. Do you think it should be like, should it be someone from the U.S. or do you think it should be like a friendly government, like a friendly foreign ally?
I don't know. That's a tough one, man. Like who has a controlling interest? And
Canada.
Nah.
Mexico. Be cool if Mexico bought it.
I'd honestly be okay with that.
That would be amazing. I would love it, dude.
Because Mexico is a good friend to the States.
Hell yeah.
And it doesn't seem like they really, I could be ignorant, but it doesn't seem like they have a lot of motivation to meddle with our people and our politics.
And border security. There might be a little bit of propaganda on there, but I'm all for it. I mean,
I would much rather than like some big media conglomerate.
Yeah. Dude, if it works, we just get better tacos. We
already have really good tacos.
Can you even imagine them better? Imagine if like someone from Mexico came here and tried like what we thought were the best tacos in LA, and they're like, meh.
You know, I think would be really interesting.
Crazy. What?
Is a GameStop bot.
A GameStop what?
GameStop got control of TikTok.
Oh my god! Everything just becomes a meme.
It would be
that would be like
it would be wild.
Like Reddit. Like if Reddit got it.
Yeah,
that would be kind of fun.
Which actually is not impossible because Reddit's trying to do an IPO. They're trying to.
Damn.
It's really interesting because Reddit relies on unpaid moderators,
right,
to do tons of work, keeping the content palatable and flowing,
right.
And they're trying to pivot to a business model where they're making money.
Yeah.
And
I think that's one of the reasons why Reddit's so great still.
Yeah.
Is that they're not yet 100% profit driven.
It's not as great as it used to be. It's definitely declined over time, but it's worth spending some time on.
For its size,
yeah.
It's way better than any other platform that I've seen roughly the same size or in the same popularity.
And I stick to it pretty much.
Because it's got a good model. It's got a good model. So it's like, once they start chasing profit more, it's going to change.
Yeah.
It's going to change yet again. Probably not for the best.
No.
But that's just inevitable.
I mean,
something's like a new platform takes off and they're not really making a whole lot of money, but it's cool and it's fun and exciting. Just like every other major, conglomerate platform used to be when they first started. And then eventually it becomes all in the interest of the shareholders.
There's already quite a bit of content that originated on TikTok that ends up on Reddit.
Yeah.
So I think it would be actually pretty interesting if they were integrated and if subreddits just had like, here's your normal subreddit and here's the TikTok for the subreddit.
Right.
That's all content that's relevant to that particular subreddit.
Yeah.
So if
100%.
it's DIY, it's all people building stuff. If it's people talking about physics, it's people doing quick like, here's why you would use a differential equation in this situation or whatever.
Sure.
I think that would be actually, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. I don't think so.
It would degrade over time as Reddit does its thing, but
yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool if they almost like merge the two platforms into one. You know what I mean? Like why even have
I could live with that.
Yeah.
As long as I had the option to filter out TikTok.
Yeah, for sure.
Content. Like I don't want that side of it.
That's, I think, the one thing that Reddit could bring to the table with it is, because right now TikTok is just like so many platforms, they're just feeding you what the algorithm thinks you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
There's really no choice anymore in what you're viewing.
Yeah.
You don't even get recommendations from the people that you're subscribed to or following on most platforms now. Like you go to your homepage or whatever, and it's just recommended. It's called like on Instagram, it's the explore page. And even if you go to your feed, they only show you, same with YouTube, they only show you the top creators that, or, accounts that you interact with or follow. So if there's an account that you kind of forgot about completely, and you haven't seen any of their posts or gone to their channel in like a month, you're not going to get any more alerts or notifications that they've posted something new.
They just fall off the radar.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like, platforms are no longer up to you. But I think Reddit could actually bring it back to those simpler times where it's like you have some control over what you filter out, what you want to view. And because that's kind of how it is now.
Yeah, they just got to fix the bot problem, which is unfixable.
Oh, dude, you think it's bad on Reddit? I almost said Twitter. X. It's way worse with the bots. Every first response to one of my posts is a sex bot, is a porn bot. Every single one.
It's like spamming
either just their own account or saying like some random like, hope you have a great day. Like some of them are nice porn bots, but they're still just
if a porn bot said
so rampant.
I hope you have a great wank, I'd be like, Well, thank you.
Or even that would be cool. You know,
Maybe you've encouraged me.
I've probably accidentally liked some of those posts, and like that's been seen by my followers. Maybe that's why I keep getting them. But you know, it's crazy. Like even not even on my account, any post on X that has a ton, like that's gone like a viral post, has thousands of likes and stuff. You click on the responses. 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4 is just an OnlyFans link or a spam bot or a porn bot. It is insane. Ever since Elon took it over, it is insane. And then there's no censorship whatsoever on X, so it's like there's like just tits. You know, it's like a political post or like a political meme, and it's just like giant ass and the whole 9 yards.
So,
it's crazy.
I'm throwing this out there. I'm predicting the rise of a social media platform that is human only. Like it's you have to verify that you are a human to be able to post there, and you have to you can't copy and paste into your post. You have to type everything out.
Yeah.
And
so many walls though means less money.
It's
when you can just charge people $8 a month for a blue check mark and be verified.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you going to convince shareholders like, oh, like let's make it more authentic, like make more humans, you know,
it doesn't
accountable.
it doesn't have to be big and making a lot of money. It just has to be like an enclave of safe human interaction on the internet. Even if it is getting shit talked or flamed, it's like,
yeah,
it's not a bot. This is a real human with real human emotion behind it.
Dude, bots piss me off way less these days than actual human posts. But yeah, they need to figure that out. It's hard though, because it's like a spectrum. Like you can only enforce human activity so much to the point where it becomes it stops becoming profitable, or there's too much control, or there's too many limitations, and users flock. But it's interesting. One cool thing about TikTok, though, right now, I'll say, is that it is pretty wholesome for the most part. Like TikTok will, because it's like China affiliated, they will take down like spam bots, porn bots. They're very good about that. Sometimes too good, to the point where it's like it's a little too censored. But you don't see just random garbage. The garbage you see is from humans. It's not from spam accounts.
I mean, to be fair, humans are just as capable of generating garbage as bots. Bots are just a lot faster.
True. But it's usually like some kid either doing a stupid prank that gets shot, which is also very funny to see. Like that's almost worth it, you know? Like that's almost that's almost reason enough to have prank content
and
creators.
He's like,
it's because sometimes
I'm still
going to
keep doing it.
Sometimes they get shot. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
What a idiot, dude.
After all was said and done, he was like, no, I'm still going to be doing this, even though I got shot.
Trying to act cool. He didn't sound very cool when he got shot in the leg. He's like, the noise he makes. Oh, man. He's such a scumbag Steve like appearance too. Like,
yes,
quintessential scumbag Steve.
Which is actually
so funny.
That's an old meme now.
I know. God, most young people don't even know that one.
Scumbag Steve is the guy with that checkered
the flat
hat.
brim. Yeah. You know the type. You know the one. Mm-hmm. We hated those guys in high school. The few that were there at our high school, there weren't many, but the ones that were there.
That's true. Most
not
people
chill.
were too busy getting after the academics to be really.
Yeah, most kids at our high school were afraid of their parents beating them if they didn't get into Yale.
Yeah,
like there was so much pressure on everyone, you know.
I'm so glad I didn't have the Asian parent situation.
Me too.
Because I could have, my parents could have been that way, but
yeah,
they literally were just like, well, okay, you need to apply to colleges, and I applied to one college.
Yeah,
and I got in.
Yeah, dude, nice. I applied to 2 because I wasn't confident I'd get into both of them, and sure enough, I only got into one, so it was a good thing I applied to both.
But then there was people that were applying to like
16
seven-
college.
yeah, like
every college.
yeah.
Every college. Like it was like that was it was almost like that was going to promise their future.
At the time,
This will go somewhere.
it was almost like college was your first job. It was like it was like a career light.
It was like a foundation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And people put a lot of stock in getting
degree.
in getting the right degree,
Yeah.
doing all the networking
Right.
and everything, and that making a huge difference. And at the time, I think that was still pretty true.
It was also right before social media boomed.
Yeah.
That's a huge part of it, I think. A huge part of it.
How do you think the social media boom affected the whole go to college because that's what you have to do to,
because
get
now
forward in
now everyone, the people who young people are looking up to are giant mega influencers. It's the Logan Pauls of the world. For better or worse, definitely worse. But it's these guys who have millions of followers, they have millions of dollars, and none of it had anything to do with a higher education.
Yes.
Or getting a degree. It was, let me make the most outrageous content or the most entertaining content that I can. To be fair, there are some creators out there that do really good stuff, and I think Mr. Beast is a good example for as big as he is, for being the number one guy. That's like a good example of like, hey, you can be this successful doing social media and not be a giant douchebag.
I agree.
It's possible. So I think, but no matter where you look, there is an influencer for some kid to be inspired by and to go, whoa, I want that lifestyle. I want a Lambo by the time I'm 20. I'm not going to do that working my way up the corporate ladder.
Yeah.
It's just not, which is true. And that's the other thing. It's like, it is true. You can't rise to that level of fame or success if you want that.
Unless you start a MLM.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of influencers that do that too.
Yeah.
That are pushing that shit and that join my masterclass and join this program. It's exploded so much, and people are making millions of dollars a million different ways. Young people just aren't interested in, like, that was they took a poll. I don't know exactly what grades they were at age range, but they were like, what do you want to do? What's the number one career path? YouTuber was the number one answer for Gen Z. The number one answer. It took place of doctor, lawyer, teacher, mechanic, all that was social media. So that answer wasn't even on the table before. And it took, the last 10, 15 years for people to really, for that rise to happen where people could go, oh, you actually can make a living doing this. And like, not just a living, but make a killing.
Yeah.
Obviously it's a very narrow door. It's a very narrow gate, but the American dream behind it is so strong. And especially for these young, wide-eyed, naive kids, understandably, they just,
sort of like American Idol. I remember when American Idol was big, and there's all these kids going like, I want to be an entertainer, I want to be a singer or whatever.
Absolutely.
I'm going to make it big and be the next, Beyonce or Michael Jackson or whatever.
Right.
And there was sort of a period of time where that was the thing.
Yes.
And then I think shortly thereafter it transitioned toward, social media moguls.
Because the difference is, like, with social media, you don't actually need to be talented. It's fucking amazing.
Case in point.
I speak from real firsthand experience, Ian. So it's like all you need is a cell phone, and it's almost like someone told me this. I either heard this from someone the other day. There's like everyone who's like under 25 is a content creator, and that blew my mind because it's so true. Everyone under a certain age is a content creator, is an influencer, at least in their mind, because they're posting, right? Everyone has an Instagram account. Everyone has a Facebook.
So it's like
they take a picture of their food and they make a little caption and they're like, oh, like I'm doing all the same things that these giant influencers are. Why can't I be that? Why can't I get, a piece of that pie? And it's like, it's sad in a lot of ways because that's what everyone's consumed by in like day-to-day routine.
Yeah.
Like there's no human, like there's very
takes
little human interaction.
It really takes the ability to be in the moment away when you're like everything that happens that's not you breathing or taking a dump has to be turned into potential content.
Yeah.
And then I remember I went through a period of time where I was active. I think it was maybe Facebook. I was active on some social media platform, and I was really like, oh, I really love it when people give me likes and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I was after that.
Yeah.
And I have to imagine that that's kind of what it's like for a lot of these folks who are, they're like, oh, I have to, create content, and oh, it's so satisfying when I get likes. But now they're getting money too.
Exactly. So it's like it's money and the popularity,
The
right?
validation of their narcissism.
Exactly. And it becomes this vicious cycle in a way. I stopped vlogging as I used to vlog a lot, quite a bit, and then I slowed down a lot. I haven't vlogged in a while, and that's because I was realizing very quickly that I wasn't really actually ever present. I would go to somewhere either by myself or with my ex and not even be enjoying the moment, but just thinking, how do I make this content worthy?
Yeah.
How do I make this moment content worthy?
Yeah.
Oh, I could say a funny thing here, and then this could come in. I was just like, I was doing that constantly
Instead of just living in it and experiencing the moment.
Right. In Hawaii, on vacation, with my family, with my friends. And I was like, what the f*** am I doing?
Yeah.
This is not going to lead anywhere good.
It's kind of soulless.
It's very sad. I got sad thinking about it.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, how many moments, little moments that I miss, when I should have been paying attention, that I was just like too wrapped up in making this stupid video. And I do think that there is still room for making content and vlogging to a degree, but I think you have to know your boundaries and you have to find a balance with it. Like, I was doing it way too much. It was like almost an addiction. But it's like, if I have an idea, a vision for a video, like a cool vlog, like, I don't mind, like, I'll buy my flight, buy a ticket, or whatever, get a hotel, and like make it a vlogging trip where it's like, this is for the intention of work.
Yeah.
I'm not going here to relax or spend time with my girlfriend or my family.
You might be able to find a day or two to like take time for yourself and just enjoy it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But mainly you're there with that content creation.
Yeah.
Like, that's your objective.
Right.
Anything else is gravy.
Yeah. And the problem with that for anyone trying to do vlogging is that that's never going to compete with the guy who's just always on. Right.
But then you turn into like Tom Cruise, where you're just like,
yeah,
you're soulless.
There is a cost. It will cost you everything.
But you're really good at what you do, but
Yeah.
there's nothing on the inside because everything
He's just
everything
a shell of a human. Yeah.
He's an amazing actor, but it's like, what remains of his original personality?
Right. Yeah. He's just a ghost.
and his dreams and desires and
yeah,
everything like that.
He seems like an AI or something.
He's like, if you made
Mark Zuckerberg.
if you tried to make an AI to copy Tom Cruise's behavior, it would just be really good at acting, really passionate about creating cinema,
Right.
and benefiting the industry,
Yeah.
and probably Scientology. I don't know how strong that connection still is, but
He's devoted his entire life to acting so much that he no longer knows how to act like a human.
yeah,
Like, that's the irony of his whole existence.
I think that's quite possible because, I mean, a small, just tiny example of that phenomenon is Arnold, the Governator.
Yeah. Governator.
Get
down!
He actually takes speech lessons to maintain his Austrian accent.
Really?
Because, well, think
That's
about
his
it.
brand.
Think
That's his
about it.
brand. That's who he is.
After 30 decades,
He wouldn't be the same.
in California. He'd just be talking like you and I almost.
Whoa.
So he actually actively maintains his Austrian accent,
God.
and
That's wild.
it's like
It's like Jack Black hiring a nutritionist to keep him fat. Skinny Jack Black, no one cares. Get the f*** out, dude. Be fat again. Be fat, be funny. There are certain things that are so iconic about a person, about a celebrity, where that becomes at least their professional identity. I'm sure for some of them, like Tom Cruise, it kind of overlaps into their personal life too much.
I think so.
But I think at least for their careers, if they're business-minded, which a lot of them are, they're like, okay, this is what people want. I got to give them what they want, right? They're people pleasers. They're performers.
Right.
If you're expecting me to come out with an accent and talk like this, I can't face the disappointment in all their faces. You know, when I walk out on that stage and I'm just talking like a redneck. You know, no one wants to see redneck Arnold. That's sad.
I mean,
he's not even strong at that point. Some kid could beat him up if he lost his act. That's what's giving him his powers, dude.
Yeah. No, I think it gives him a certain air of legitimacy and gravitas.
Yeah.
Somebody that you can take seriously and respect, but also it's fun to make fun of their accent and they don't care.
Yeah, I mean they're just raking in the dough.
Yeah,
you know. But I'm sure sometimes it does kind of suck. Where you're like, oh, I can't change. Like maybe there's something personal about themselves that they want to change or work on, and they're like, but I can't because the world won't let me.
The world needs me to be Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Buddy, I guarantee you, no one needs you to be Tom Cruise. Top Gun could have been anyone, dude. Could have been anyone.
To be fair, it was a really good movie.
I thought it was all right. I mean, I thought it was good, like, you know, a good blockbuster.
Yeah, It wasn't
It was a fun ride. It was a fun ride.
It was.
It was like a nice ride at an amusement park.
I would rather watch Arrival than Top Gun if I could choose.
Yeah. Arrival was sick. I gotta watch that one again.
Yeah.
What if the aliens start speaking and it's just Arnold's accent? They come from a land far, far away.
You know, I never watched any of Arnold's old films.
Really?
Like
Terminator. Come on.
Terminator, but anything before Terminator.
Same though. I haven't seen a whole lot of them.
Because he did do a good handful, I think.
He was a huge actor. I mean, he was like old Tom Cruise, basically.
But outside of the Terminator franchise,
I saw most of. I don't remember Predator. I've seen parts of Predator, but I think it was also because I was young. I was at the age where I was a little scared of some of them.
Oh, you never went back and rewatched it?
No, I never went back and rewatched Predator.
Wow.
To be honest.
You know what's amazing is that thermal camera they used in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the size of a VW Beetle.
Really?
Yeah. And now
it's on your
phone. Almost equivalent.
Yeah.
You can buy a little module and plug it into your phone.
Dang.
Yeah.
I remember seeing like photos of like old tech, right? It's like this. It's almost like a bookshelf size thing. I'm like, that is an insanely large computer, and they're like, no, that's the hard disk.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and
what?
It stores 512 megabytes.
Yeah. You can fit 2 songs on it. Oh my god. Yeah, dude. What are we talking about? We're talking about how do we get down that path? Celebrities and influencers. TikTok. It all started with social media. Yeah, dude. Yeah, social media is such a trip, man.
I got dragged into it. I'm not complaining. I have fun. I just show up and hang out and call it a podcast.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, it is fun. It is kind of a bummer that it's here to stay. Like, I can never go back in time to. It'd be nice to just have a break from social media, not myself personally, but have the world take a break. Like, if we could just have like a year with no social media. Mm-hmm. But like those days are long gone.
You'd be lucky to have a day.
No way.
Like a social media abstinence awareness day or something.
The purge. Yeah, dude. People wouldn't. They couldn't resist though. They would immediately make a TikTok about like. So it's been 12 minutes. I think I'm losing my grip on reality.
I like how you originally were going to go 12 hours and you're like, no
12
minutes.
Let's lean it. Let's be real. Oh man. That would be me though. I'm so bad. Like I talk all this I talk a big game, dude. But I like my screen time is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
same here.
It's so bad. On Monday it was 6 hours and 15 minutes. That's crazy. 6 hours. I was on my phone for 6 hours. I'm only awake for like 12. Okay, maybe more than that. 16. That's still crazy.
Okay, so how do you...
My lowest during the week, Monday through Friday, when Mel's not here, when I'm out with my girlfriend, is like 4 hours. That's my low end. 3.5 hours.
Interesting. Okay. In the past week, I have...
What are you at?
almost an even 24 hours of Reddit.
In the past 7 days?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I have 18 hours of reading ebooks.
Yeah.
And I have 11 hours of Firefox, which is probably some YouTube, because I don't use the YouTube app.
Yeah.
And so it's probably YouTube and maybe browsing Amazon and stuff. How are you liking the new phone?
I like it. It's nice. The photos are amazing, but they're not. They're more true to life, as opposed to my last phone was more. It had that
Super
like kind
vivid.
of warm, vivid filter,
Yeah.
which I kind of love for like skin tones and like
Samsung.
like my girl, like Mel looks better in photos. I'm like, I see her now. I'm like, ugh. She looks like, all cold and clammy, you know. Like I don't know. She looks sick.
The thing that I actually liked about
She still looks beautiful.
I used to turn up the saturation on my monitor.
Oh yeah.
I got
your
out of
monitor.
the habit.
Yeah.
But
That's wild. Yeah, I haven't done that.
I've always liked the very vivid and saturated Samsung photos.
It's like a guilty pleasure. It's like I know it's not like
this isn't really the best depiction of reality.
Yeah.
But it's more pleasing to the eyes.
It's
so
nice.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I actually would like to go to a phone like that has more realistic color capture,
right,
color accuracy.
Yeah.
And
it is nice. It is better for editing photos for sure.
Do you ever shoot in RAW?
I haven't yet, not on this phone.
But you can.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Which is great for like, I should start doing that for like thumbnails and stuff like that.
And you can shoot 8K video.
Yes, I haven't tried that either. Yeah. I didn't know I could do 8K on this. Really?
Should be able to.
8K 30?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it feels very similar to my old phone. I'm not a power user.
Yeah, not a big, learning curve on that.
Right. But the screen's a little brighter. And the speaker's louder. I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Phone speaker technology really has improved a lot over the years.
Yeah.
It's like you don't really notice it because it's a kind of incremental. It creeps up on you. But
right.
then you use an older phone, you're like, oh, wow, this is really terrible.
Yeah, dude.
How bad this sounds.
Like I used to, like I bring my old phone, I'd bring it in the shower with me all the time.
Same.
Put it on the shelf, and just like, have it just bump in some podcasts or whatever.
Yeah.
And now it's too loud. I just leave it on the sink. I leave it on the sink counter, the counter sink. With the new phone because it's so much louder. Yeah. If I bring it in the shower with me, it's just like, oh god, I have to like turn it down like half volume or whatever. It just echoes too much. I'm like, this is actually really loud. But it's like I can tell that I'm old. I'm getting older. Like when that's that's when I'm like, oh, this new phone that I paid $1,200 for, it's so much louder than the last phone. Like that's the thing that I'm stoked about. Like, God, we're getting old. But
yep. It happens.
It's fun. I like it. I enjoy it.
I'm proud of you for replacing that beat up square of silicon.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I did have it for a good 3 years, and I guess if I have, if I'm spending 3.5 hours on Chrome every day, there's gonna be some wear and tear.
True.
We want to take a quick 5 and then start the second episode.
Sure.
I could go for a refill and maybe a pee break.
I have to pee out my ass.
All right, we're gonna use all of our orifices right now. Thank you for watching. We will be back with another episode next week, but Ian and I will be wearing the exact same thing because we're about to shoot it right now. Because we need to.
I might change.
We need to cue these up. Oh yeah, you're gonna get fancy.
Just to maintain the illusion.
So you're just gonna make me seem like the bum?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, that was offensive to homeless people.
Kyle hasn't showered in a week. Just know that for now.
How do you know this about me? I guess it's not that surprising. It's not that hard to catch on. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Later.